end of the program, a learner can at least or can achieve, whether to show in the knowledge, skill, or attitude. Or we also can say that learning outcome identify what the learner will know and be able to do at the end of the program. What the learner can identify what she knows she can do and what she can attain to do. That means that is our learning outcome. Talking about the what, how, and why dimensions naturally invite us to explore the concept of learning outcome. Means when we are taking the dimension of how, why, and what, these give us more time to explore, or give us more ability to explore the concept of learning outcome. That is about learning outcome. Let us see. This is knowledge, this is skill, and this is attitude. What is knowledge? Who can try to give us the meaning of knowledge? Yes, knowledge is some things you know. Okay, you can say knowledge is something you know, and knowledge is just like facts, concept, domain models. And knowledge usually described in textbook. If you read the books, you find there is a knowledge. So they are described in the textbook, the knowledge. Is there anyone who can give more example in knowledge? Yes. Example of knowledge is just like information, descriptions, skills. All these are example of what? Of knowledge. Okay? And all of these are acquired through experience or through education. Means knowledge can be acquired through experience. When you do something or you have experience of something, means you are going to get what? You are going to get knowledge. Or through education, means by learning, you get what? You get knowledge. Okay? And knowledge can also refer to theoretically or practically. Okay? Knowledge can also be referred as in terms of theory or in terms of practical. Means theory, you have just a knowledge of theory of something, and in terms of practical, you know something to do practically just because you have knowledge. Okay? So, practically, I've said that the knowledge can refer to theoretical or practically understanding of subject. Means you have understood the subject, then you get knowledge. Whether it is theory, in theoretical way, or in practical way. Okay? And we can just know or measure knowledge in different ways, either by questions, okay? And while you are a teacher, you should format your learning outcome by question. Before you end or while you are designing your subject or your topic, most of the facilitator, they are trying they are trying to do what? They are trying to design the learning outcome. And this learning outcome, you have to ask the question yourself, what do you want to achieve? Okay? In terms of knowledge, in terms of skills, in terms of attitude. Okay? So this is about knowledge. And if we go further, we can find what? Skill. Skill is shown here, that is knowledge, skill, and attitude. We have said that what is knowledge? Knowledge is something you know, and they can be acquired through practicing and theory, or you can be acquired educationally or practicing, as I've said before, by knowing the subject matter very well. So in case of skill, we have said the things you do. Things you do. These are the things which you know. And these are things which you do. Okay? So that is a skill. So skill is challenge. You can challenge your students with the various of questions that will be doing higher level thinking, and you'll have interesting classroom. Means that if you want your student to acquire skill or their learning objective, that means learning outcomes, you want to acquire some skills, you have to challenge your students by asking them critical questions in such a way that you may raise even interest by having a high level of thinking, and then they will have interest, and that finally we shall have a very your classroom is going to be very interesting classroom. Okay, and also they are learning how to think critically, to analyze ideas, and also to speak and write with insights. You see, they can speak and write their insights. If you achieve your learning objective or learning outcome, you want to achieve your learning outcome at the skill-based. Okay, you should make sure that the student they learn how to think critically. That is skill. They have to know how to think critically and also to analyze ideas, but also they become good in speaking and writing with insights. Okay? Not always rely on knowledge when you use skill. You not always rely on knowledge when you use skill. Okay, that's all about skill. Let us see attitude. What is this attitude? Yes? Anyone who can answer the question? What is attitude? Yeah. Attitude is what you tend to do. What you tend to do. In knowledge, we have said what you know. In skills, we have said what you do. While in attitude, we have said what you tend to do. Okay? Means that something you know now, and you do, but here, now you are actually you are attending willingly. You want to do it. You are willing to do it. You have an intention to do it. So what you attempt to do, it's attitude. Okay? So we have knowledge, as I've said, and I've said that knowledge is what we know. We have skill, and we have said that skill is what we do, and attitude what we tend to do. Okay, and in this case, facilitator does two things. Okay, either or nothing else. What do we mean when we say either or nothing else? We mean that he either adds in each type or assess learning. Okay? He either add in each type or assess learning in each type. Means in knowledge, in skill, and in attitude. In knowledge, you add, in knowledge, you have to add what? Understanding. In knowledge, when you assess, you are going to assess the understanding. Here you just add knowledge. Okay? So what are you going to assess? You are going to assess understanding. In what level do they have understood? Okay? And here you can just ask yourself or ask the learners, what happened after? For instance, you just want to assess how much knowledge they have got. So what happened after? Maybe you have just teach something, story or whatever, or anything. Then you just ask them what will happen after. Or you can just ask them, how was this similar to this? So that you assess a different, just knowledge between two things. How much do they see? How much are they alike? Okay. You can just ask them, can you see a possible solution to something? That is, you measure or you assess the knowledge. So in case of skills, how to do, means here you have to add much on demonstration. Here demonstration. In skills, while you are teaching, you should you have to know a demonstration or practicals or whatever. Then when you come to assess, you assess the performance, how the learner can do it, the performance. You assess performance. Okay? And in case of attitude, you just add behavior. You insist on the behavior, yeah? That is attitude, the attitude of the learner. After having knowledge, after having skills, then what is their attitude? Are they going to change, or they just remain as they are? So you have to add something which is going to touch to their heart and their mind. So in case of assessment, you just assess whether are they willing to perform or to do, as we've said, are they willing are they willing or intend to do, or not willing? So you are just assess. Okay? So we have seen how important to know this category. That is to know how to add and to assess learning as facilitator's role. As we have said that either to make a participant gain learning or assess this learning. The participant should either gain learning or assess this learning. Okay? And also, we have said that proceed. Just I want you to tell me what to add here in knowledge and what are we going to assess in knowledge. Yes, please? Okay, thank you. In knowledge, we add remembering. Remember. Students should remember the knowledge they have. And also, we can just list in the knowledge which you give the student, they have to list down whether there is a list of something, they have to list. But also, they can mention. You have to add this, they can list, they can mention. Okay? In case of assess, we just assess here more explanation here. It's more explanation. So we assess remembering. Since it is knowledge, they will just remember the knowledge. Okay? And in case of skill, yes, in case of a skill, we are going to add, as we have said before, demonstration, more practical here. Again, practicals, since of the skills. And we can assess through, by application, applying the practical, what they have done. We just assess by them applying what they have done, the skills they have, they are going to do to apply in reality. Okay? Then, in terms of attitude, we just add, what are we going to add? Follow and comply with them. We have to follow them in order to assess their readiness. Their readiness to do what? To do or to respond. Okay? So this is how it's going to be done. I think we are together up to there. I just want to hear from you now. How do you feel? Your insights concerning the knowledge, skill, and attitude in terms of add and assess. Okay. Someone has said that is before that these are the learning outcomes. So we have to design. Yes, you have to design before you get in the classroom. After knowing your learning outcome in all three categories, definitely your subject or your topic which you are going to facilitate in the classroom is going to be designed according to the learning objective or learning outcome. Instead of that, or opposite of that, definitely you will not achieve your learning objective. Thank you very much. And what usually you do inside the classroom? Yeah. Usually you are just give them knowledge, go and lecture and doing what without having this preparation for or designing for learning knowledge, skill and attitude. Now you have to change. You should make sure that before you go to the classroom, you are going to do what? You are going to have your knowledge, skill and attitude as the outcome, the learning outcome, and you plan them in order to achieve. Thank you very much for your listening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you?
Fine.
How do you find your facilitation in the classroom?
Very nice.
Very nice, eh? I think now there are some changes.
Yeah, a lot of changes.
A lot of changes, huh?
Yes.
Positive, negative?
Positive.
MashaAllah, thank you very much. Today, we are going to have a very important topic throughout the session. The whole session, it has a very specific topic today, which is very important, very interesting, very memorable, okay? So before we get through to this topic, let us ask a question. Let me ask you a question. When I say school, the question is, when I say school, what is the first thing that you come to your mind? Before I just introduce that topic, I just want to know from you, when I say a word school, what is the feelings or the thinking come in your mind? Yes, Mr. Matete?
A school is a place whereby.
No. Just what I want you to tell me, what do you think when I say school? What things do you think in your mind?
School.
Yes.
Mind
I just said school. School. Then what do you think?
Me is a place whereby
Learn.
Huh?
people can get knowledge.
Okay, it's a place where people can get knowledge. But what is the feelings? Maybe when I'm saying, if I say someone restaurant, then what do you think about the restaurant?
Food.
Food.
It's all about food.
Huh? Delicious food, whatever. Huh? Smelling, flavor. Is it? But now I want you to tell me, what do you think when I'm saying school?
Education.
All about food.
Uh-huh.
Learning.
What's my one? Learning. Okay, learning. Uh-huh. Study. Learning. Study. Today we have a new student, Mr. Piling. We are very happy to see you today in our class. You are most welcome.
Thank you.
And we hope after attending this class, you will not miss, inshallah. Okay. So learning, studying, what else? Yes. When you ask me about school, I can say friends. Friends. Our friends at school.
Teachers.
Teachers. Yes. What else?
Students.
Student.
Pupils. Students.
Pupils.
Learners.
Learners.
Lectures.
Lectures. Yeah.
Books.
Books.
Library.
Library.
Classrooms.
Classrooms. Yeah. So when you just heard or listen the word school, you just remember something like that, is it? You have said learning, teachers, pupils, lectures, library, class. What do you notice from your answer? Or what do this word mean to you? I just ask you, what do you feel when I say school? You say just learning, what? But still, I want you to tell me the feelings which you feel when you are at school. That's what I want from you.
It depends. Maybe on which side.
Any situation. Any situation.
Maybe getting knowledge.
Okay, getting knowledge. What else? For instance, here, I say that I remember friends. I play with my friends. So when I'm talking about school, play with the friends. Who else?
School means if you're a teacher.
No, don't think about a teacher. You just think as you are a student at that time.
As a student.
When you are a student, when I say about school.
Learning.
Of course, learning.
To learn new things.
Hmm?
To learn
You
new
mean
concepts.
feelings.
Yes, feelings. That's why I said, what's come in your mind?
Getting knowledge.
Getting knowledge. What else?
Friends.
Friends, playing with friends. Okay, getting knowledge. Okay, so what do you think about this? Your answers. What do you think about this? Your answers. Study. You're studying. You're getting knowledge. You say about teachers. Also, you say about the pupils. You just talk about the lectures. You just talk about the books, the classroom. And you have just talked about the library. Are we together? So just now, tell me about your answers. Maybe some teacher have just a touch in your heart. That's why when I'm talking about school, you just remember about teachers. Really? Okay, so tell me. Your experience. What did you notice from your answers?
I noticed that all these words,
Yeah.
they are connection with the school.
Exactly. Exactly. They have connection with the school. Study, how did you study? My study was terrible, maybe something like that. Okay? When you come to the pupils, maybe your fellow pupils or your friends, you just share a lot of things with them. Is it? But when you come to the books, maybe you did not have, at that time, didn't have books for studying, or you had very good books. you are given by your school, the school distribute the books free of charge. Or you have the books which have picture inside, very attractive, the colored pictures. Understand? But even sometimes teachers, maybe you had one of your teacher, you can't forget him. He was so nice to you, very loving, parenting, you see? That's all. And so when I'm saying school, there is a lot of things may come in your mind. Is it? Lectures, just the teachers get in the classroom and start okay, now I'm finished, then I'm going. But some other teachers, maybe they come, but they are not just lecturing, but make sure that everybody have understood all of this. Even the library, maybe the library was not good, the library has not a lot of books, the library have plenty of books, but we do not use them. All things are concerning. It could be the feelings which you had in your mind when just say a word school. Okay? So what all this you have mentioned, all what he has mentioned, if I'm going or I continue to ask you more, you'll come up with a lot of things. But for those which you have mentioned there, we call them, it's about your experience. It's about your experience at school. Because when someone is asking, let's say I'm just asking, vipi amsetiman? It could be you just going to say your experience. Bwana amseti bwana, tangu nimeenda, I've learned a lot of things. Sawa? Interaction na watu, something like that. Sawa? It could be positive, it could be negative. Sawa? So what you have mentioned, I've said again, it is just what? Your experience. I was expecting someone to say ice cream or karanga. Karanga, mihogo. Is it?
Yeah.
Fightings. All about school. School is just not, it's not just only what? Table, chairs, and whatever. But also, well, we don't have electricity. But also fightings with your friends. Some are their crews, crook. Pigana hao kila siku ndo. Yani hatoki shule kama hajapigana, si ndio?
Playing football.
Yeah.
As a player.
Okay. So each one of you has own unique experience which differ from other. Here we are 4 of learners or participants, but each one of you has his own experience which differ from others, and that maybe was the same with him in the same school or in the same class. You get my point? What I'm saying, what you have mentioned is experience, but it could be everyone has his own experience, no matter whether you are in the same classroom or the same school. Everybody has his own experience. Agree with me?
Yes.
Okay. So I want you to share and think about the experience you had in your school, okay? As you mentioned different experience here, that you have getting learning, how you get, maybe it was harsh, maybe it was good, maybe something like that. So I want Mr. Matete and Lingu to share, think and share, okay, your experience at school, the same as Khalid, Khafani and Sami. I give you 3 minutes, please think and share your experience.
At school. Oh, at school.
Should be at school because we have just started one school or sentence.
Myself, I thought the experience in a restaurant. I was trying to mention those guys.
Two minutes remain. Experience yako wewe at your school while you are student, not here. So, while you are student at school, what have you experienced? What have you experienced at school? Get my point now? Pengine kuna siku chako, pengine kuna siku fanya kizuri walimu kafurahia. So just I want those things to write down. Okay? 1 minute, please write down what you have experienced. Playing football, dating, escape. Then after escape, we get together. Your experience what you have done. Ukichapwa, au mwalimu alikusemesha vizuri, akakupa nasaha, kiasi ambacho kwa unaona da, huyu mwalimu sio wa kawaida.
Being beaten.
Sawa. And I'm experiences a lot. Well, I mean, I experienced a lot of experience in my head. No, you have a lot. You have a lot of experience. Some others, you are you are not kicking Anna in the classroom.
Jumping on desks.
Yeah, jumping on the desk. Happiness. You wish morning to come to go to school. 1 minute remain. So share, discuss, share.
Eating ugali at school, eating bad food, beans with those insects. Being beaten because we were Form 1s.
Bullying. Okay, now let us share. I want you to share your experience now. You just tell us whether it was good, when you remember, you feel happy, whether when you remember, you just feel sorrow in your heart. Tell us. Where can we start?
This side.
That's it. Thank you very much, Mr. Kelengo, for your volunteerism. Yes?
There's a lot of things I got from my school there.
Yes?
The first things to be good in playing football
You are
and to
playing
manage my other schoolmates
Okay, playing football.
and to manage schoolmates. Another issue, especially from the teachers, they are always told us we must become a winner all the times.
To be
A
told
winner.
by teacher to be a winner.
It means that when we are going to compete with the other schools,
Yeah, you should be
we
winner.
should be a winner all the time.
Okay?
Negative things,
No, wait, you just
Okay.
mention. Just mention. Without
escaping
saying.
escaping from the school.
Yeah,
I was no time to stay a long time
at school.
at school.
You don't like to stay all the time.
Yeah, from
So,
morning to
to-
evening was too long for me.
Yeah,
But after a short time,
just to go home.
yes.
Is it home or somewhere else?
Yeah, home,
Home.
just home.
Okay, what else? After escaping?
After escaping, our teacher they advised me, or after few
Okay, so
months, I
some
became
teachers
a good student.
Yes. Advised to be a good student. Okay, who else can share with us? Mr. Matete? Yes?
Food was not good. Food.
Food was not good at school. Wow, very sorry for that. Food was not good. It's bad experience. It was not good at school. What else?
Morning mchaka it was very difficult for me.
You did not
Morning.
like mchaka mchaka.
Mchaka morning. The teacher
How can they call it mchaka mchaka?
come with a stick.
Mchaka
I wake up
mchaka.
very early in the morning.
Joking, huh?
Yeah, jogging.
I like jogging.
Mchaka. Jogging in the morning, is it? So you don't like it?
It was very difficult for me.
Which is very bad for me.
The place was very cold. It's Ilimba. Ilimba is very cold.
So by doing mchaka mchaka, you are going to be warm.
Wake up very early when you, but the teacher, the way they are waking up, use the stick.
They are too harsh, eh?
Harsh.
Okay.
Very harsh.
So teachers were too harsh. Yes, who else? Who else can tell us about his experience?
For my side, just the sum point is mentioned, but I will tell the, it's like, example, fighting with my best friend.
You
I will
fought,
not, I
you
will not
fought with
forget
him.
this event, yes. Just to fight with my best friend, not friend, best friend. Best friend, yeah.
Not only friend, but he was best of
Best,
you.
my friend, yes. To me is to attend the assembly like the morning. So important to me.
What else?
The competition game.
Competition game. So you like games a lot, is it?
Of course. Running.
Running, football.
Till now.
Till now.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. We have seen those experience. It's a building block in the fasting aging era, or edu, and one of the core crucial concepts in it. Experience. It is a very important concept in this new era of education experience. So,
Can I good mathematics teacher? Good mathematics teacher.
you had, okay.
Very
Mr. Mateta
fun.
said that he had a good mathematics teacher. Then that's why he became an engineer. MashaAllah. That's a good experience, huh? Good mathematics teacher. Okay. We have said that that is what? Experience. That is experience. No matter they are positive or negative experience. In the past days in economy, their main concern first with the product itself. Okay? In economy, the concern was in the product. Then they add to this concern the service. That is economy. We are talking about economy in this business, is it? Before they are just concerned about the product, then they come to the service, then they in main concern, which is experience. Okay? For instance, you can see this chair, how easy to handle. Okay? This is experience, that after being experienced myself, this type of chair, it is easy to handle, then definitely it will just, it's going to be stuck in my mind. This kind of chair is easy to do what? To handle. I've said before they were concerned about the product, then they go to service, okay, and then they go to experience. So we can say that this is a user experience, okay? It is what? User experience. It is user experience. The effect which has remained in his mind is experience of handling the chair easily. You see, the product, of course, is good. The service also is good. But then they just think about the experience. Experience by handling this chair easily. It just takes in my mind that this type of chair, they are easily to be handled. Okay? The world, as we say, world are moving. It grows, changing now and then into experience economy, which is changing the way product and service are offered. Okay? By having this experience, okay, then the business has changed the way of the product and the service they are going to offer. So the story, as we have said, that it starts from the user experience. As we have said, the economic, they just tag on the user, which is how the user interact with the product. To the users can not only use it, but feel the interact with it. Then how it's going to be easy for me? How I'm going to I'm going to be comfortable with the product. That is the experience. So, for instance, now we can find the sofa set. Now you can just press the button. It's just the flap is come out. You can put your. That's a good experience. You understand? So the economy have started from the product to the service, and then the user is going to experience. The experience, yani ndio kusema kwamba imesaidia kuboresha zile product zao. You understood? Na ndio maana utaona sasa hivi now and then kila wakati unakuja a new version. Every now and then it comes a new version of the product. Just because the experience of what? of the user. Before, for instance, these mobile phones, the one is quite heavy, big one. Due to the user experience, they see in order the user to be comfortable, let us start to
yes,
make
mama. Na kitu kinalamu natokea nini? Hapo na experience.
Okay, so we have said that we have user experience, as we have said that the user experience, he has experienced the product, the product, and then we have said after product come to what? To service, and definitely he experienced most of them, so it is something else in his mind. So, as I've said from the example for the chair, is there anyone can give us an example of product and his experience in it? For instance, here, this is you see, it's easy to open the door in this way, rather than if I'm going to open from here. It's going to be somehow difficult, okay? So even the designer, when they are designing, everything should be in the experience. Experience make the product and the service to be more improved, or yeah, something like that.
Simama. Hapa imeandika 3 minutes ndio remain ndio ukata.
Ndo maana yake. Sasa umezima. Okay? So this user experience, the user experience science, it goes further. It goes further into customer experience. Okay? From user experience to customer experience. Okay? From user experience to customer experience, which is the interaction. This customer experience is evolved by the interaction between the customer and the organization. The experience between the customer and what? Interaction between the customer and what? And the organization. Okay? And in this, it is just a point of contact. Is there anyone who can give me example of a customer experience? Customer experience. You go to the organization, Something have been happened, huh? As a customer, what have you experienced when you went somewhere to the
Negative or positive?
Yeah, just I want your experience.
The negative experience.
Anyone, and don't say positive or negative. You are just going to tell me the experience you had before.
Mobile applications.
Huh?
Mobile applications.
No, no. What I'm saying here, in user's experience, you can say that's mobile because it is a product, is it? Here it is between user. User means the one who has used the product. So he had got experience on that product. Okay? From the product, the service means the economists have improved their service. As we see now, the mobile, as our brother Pilingo have said, the service of the product mobile, from what? Pressing the button, we go to what? Touching, is it? That is,
but I mean the mobile applications like Pesa and Pesa, interaction between this organization and the customer.
Okay, interaction between organization and customer. Yeah. So the customer experience now, here I want just you to tell me the contact when you go to the organization. You went there to the organization, what have you experienced there?
For example, here at the Basila, when we go there to have our breakfast,
yes,
we interact with the service provider, those who are serving, the waiter who are there waiting for us. Maybe their service